All right, we have the Great Hammer here. We're gonna pull some Ancients and some Sacreds. We're gonna start off with the Sacreds for this 10 times event. We're still rolling with the 10 times for these lovely champions here. Are all of them new for you? The Great Hammer? Let us know. I know he's hoping for a Zavia or a Deacon as well. So, but I'm sure some of these 10 times champions must appeal to you. He doesn't really need to pull 10 Ancients. I think just if he doesn't get a Legendary. There's no reason to pull 10 Ancients. You're not wrong. That's fair. Chat. We're talking to chat here. Alright, you only need 7 to max out this event. For sake of excitement, who knows? Ultimate Gaelic again. All the garlic. All the garlic. I got garlic too. Ursine Ironhide. He's actually really good for Faction Wars if you guys are struggling on the Faction Wars for Skinwalkers. He has the chance of decreasing turn meter, and also place it. Oh, if the target's under decreased attack, and places decreased attack as well, so he's helpful. He can hit pretty hard too. Grizzled Jarl is awesome if you don't have a Brogni. He of course has block debuffs, super helpful when you get to the boss for a dwarf. 21, you want to make sure when you get to 21, right when you get to the boss, you put up block debuffs before the boss goes, or you're gonna get feared and stunned. So these are really great champion. I know, 10 times garlic. Thank you for the follow or the hello there, first time chatter. New, okay. Romero, sorry I didn't mention. Vala was the Amazon Prime champion. She does have a decreased defense AoE, and it also removes shield buffs, so I feel like she's a little bit underused. I'm kind of surprised she's not used more in that role for decreased defense as an anti-shield person. And like, I don't know that she's great for arena though. Maybe her multipliers suck and she doesn't really hit hard. I don't know. Come on, let's go. We want gold. We want gold. We don't want all these epics. But to be fair, you got Romero and Juliana. They're the pair, right? Yes, not crazy. He got the duo in the same shard pull. That's interesting. Not necessarily the best of the duos, but I did use Juliana a lot in like baby Faction War days because of her HP burn and her poison. Early clan boss days? I don't even know what came out of my mouth. Early clan boss days, I used Juliana. Yeah, back in the day, I used her for clan boss. Alright, one more shard. Oh, come on! Berengiri! So at least you got a champion that can solo Bommel. I believe he still can. So he is actually really good. He's going to be super helpful for Faction Wars when Shadowkin opens as well. Provoke on the A1 and AoE stun is always amazing for Faction Wars. Always amazing. So we got up to a 60% chance of placing a stun on a 3-turn cooldown, strengthen shields, and his passive heals this champion by 50% of max HP whenever an ally or enemy dies. So yeah, he can solo Doom Tower hard. Bommel? It's Bommel, right? Yeah. Am I the one we all hate? Bommel? That was 7. So we're still going for the 10, right? 10 and 50, but not 90. Okay. I wasn't sure since the changes to Bommel. He was really hard to use for 90 before. I know that there were other champions that were just easier, like Crimson Helm just worked better. Berengiri wasn't as reliable. Alright. 10 Ancients, let's go. Well, this is what happens when it's not a 2 times event. Joey, you missed all my shard pulls. Alright, Joey's back. I was confirmed that you're not having me pull shards, right? We're waiting until next week. Sorry though, Great Hammer Man. But you did get some interesting epics. Looks like we got some new ones for you. Whoa, was that a lot of that new, or was this just you didn't clear your dots? Oh, you did. Juliana and Romero. Vala is new. Okay. On your account, these are actually really good pulls. Endgame might not be so excited. Ursine, yeah, that's going to be really helpful for your faction wars, looking at everything. Wow. Also focus this guy. Fleshmonger, Greybeard are great. Steel Skull and Relentless Gear is amazing for faction wars. Looks like we got Ultimate Gaelic is actually really good for Spider. AoE HP burn when you pair him with an increased attack champion. So that's actually a really good day. Birangiri, not many Shadowkins here. Yeah, that's not bad at all. I know it's not a Lego, but you don't have Brogni, so he's so good. You will definitely have value in Grizzled Jarl for your don't sleep on faction wars. Even though you don't have a ton of champions, do your faction wars every day. Alrighty, we've got Cubs guy here. We are pulling 4 Sacreds, 5 Voids. So hoping for the Shadowkin Lego, as well as Fark and the Fat, and Prince Kymar and Valkyrie have been on his wish list for a long time. Hopefully I can get him that one of these days. So let's start with the Voids, because, I mean, Sacreds are what we're hoping for most. We want Kymar, Valk, or the Shadowkin, so it's not a 2-time Void. Pulling Voids is just like pulling Ancients, unfortunately, so odds are low, but you never know. Doom Screech, pretty damn good rare to save, guys, if you're a newer player at least. I mean, actually, he can be used in some interesting endgame comps as well, but an interesting character to save if you are looking for some rares, especially... Ooh, I got excited. It lagged. Alright, never mind. I got all excited. Lags don't mean anything. It just means my computer hates me. Painsmith. Alright. That was sacrifice to the RNG gods, right? Right. Let's pretend that's what that was. Let's go. Taurus can be part of Poison Explosion teams if you like to play around with Zavia or Elenarl. Come on, we want gold. Magnar! I got one too! Eee! Joey, I got a Magnar. Ah! Can't wait to build him. Alright. Magnar, if you don't have him, he counts as a Lego. He's amazing. It has been confirmed that personal rewards are part of the next upcoming CBC. Yes, it has. You used him in the fusion for sure, but he's fantastic nuker. HP based. Hits hard. Such a good champion. Come on. Come on, we want a gold! 10-time champion. We actually got it. Whoa. We actually got a 10-time champion. I feel like that doesn't happen as often as it should. We got a Necrit for someone last week, and that was like it. We actually got a 10-time champion. But a dupe. Joey, you're like, I don't want him. He's really good though, guys. He does have irresistible HP burn. When he ascended, his HP burn is AoE and it cannot be resisted. Books up to 100% chance to land. So if you're using him for Spider with the HP burn methods, don't build him as a nuker even though he can hit really hard. Actually build him to be pretty... not hard hitting. Just build him for support, stay alive, land his stuff. He needs to proc those HP burns, but not smash and kill the spiderlings with that tactic. Otherwise, he can be built as a nuker to hit pretty hard. He can solo Nightmare Campaign. It's a little bit slow compared to like Ray and Ethos, but he's a really great champion that's worth... If you have him, you can put him in Lifesteal Gear and solo Nightmare Campaign. Or at least with the duo if you're trying to finish your 3-starring Nightmare Campaign and you got an Ignatius sitting around, get him going. Super good champion. Guardian Ring, Yeah, that's actually really good though. Let's take a look at your Guardian Ring really quick. Oop. Faction Guardians. Ogryn. There we go. Boom. There we go. Right? Boom, boom. I don't want to mess up. I'm not going to mess up anything if I do that, right? Boom, boom. He's useful. He's useful. Ignatius is Bagon's twin. Can you compare Magnar and Drexthar? They're completely different. Magnar, I mean, yes, they both do HP burn, but Magnar is a nuker. He hits really hard. I've said this earlier, but Magnar is better for arena than Drexthar. He is an AoE nuker. He smacks really hard. He has better multipliers. Like, he actually hits harder than Trunda if Trunda doesn't have an increased attack buff on her. All things the same, if Trunda doesn't have an increased attack buff on her, he hits harder. So he's very, very good. Drexthar is more utility and better all around. Like, you would probably only use, I don't know, would you use Magnar anywhere else? Maybe. But, I feel like that's become his, like, niche role. Although, I mean, it is AoE HP burn, so that's still, it is what it is. Is it AoE? It is AoE, right? Oh, he does the debuff spread, so he's a little more complicated there. You don't need, yeah. Yeah, that's true. You would build him without accuracy, don't even worry about what's going on. Just make him be a nuker, just make him smack. Where Drexthar, you're going to use him for his HP burn. You're going to use him in Doom Tower. He's amazing against almost every boss in the first rotation of Doom Tower. Second rotation too, maybe a little bit. But Drexthar is overpowered for Doom Tower. I have him in my Nether Spider. I mean, he's in like everyone. I think he's in like, except for Scarab King, he's in most of my comps for Doom Tower. Yeah, he's so good. He's really worth, and I used to use, I mean, I've used him in other places. When you AoE provoke is really helpful for control. He's gonna be super helpful for Faction Wars. Alrighty, we have one more though. I've got to see if he's around. We got Guts. Alright. One more person to pull shards for. Let me get him up. Alright, we have Guts here from Claude. Mentioned he's been wonderful with playtesting Hydra Boss. He's been showing lots of great comps and giving great advice. Super smart guy. We're gonna pull some shards here. What are we pulling exactly? I need to double check. Alright, we're pulling. Let me get back. Oh my gosh, I'm on Stream Raiders. How about I turn off Stream Raiders and get on his account? This is what happens, guys. And thank you for the sub, FTVR. I appreciate you. Alright, so he is hoping for the new Shadowkin Lego in the 10 times. Alright, Kyoto. We have Trunda, Duchess, Thalia, Tyrant, and pretty much any non-dupes. I mean, let's be honest. So... Oh, did I not place my unit in Stream Raiders? Oh my god, no I didn't. Thank you. Alright, this is what happens on Twitch. But even though the dupe system is here, we still want non-dupes at the end of the day. New is exciting, right? Shiny new object. No one says shiny old object. Ooh, we've got voids and look at the voids and the sacreds. I take it he wants Tunisia. We're pulling the voids, so he must want Tunisia. Okay, we're pulling all of them. Wow. Didn't say only some of them, he said all of them. Let's go. Let's start with these voids. Alright. No, I just don't notice what's on my screen because I'm looking at other screens sometimes, chat. I know, I actually want some dupes, but still. It's funny, you still, at the end of the day, you still want some, like, I want a Kymar more than I want a dupe. And then I want a bunch of dupes of Kymar. OG Matt Games in the house, I know. Beer. Bere. Chukash. From Brushov? Cold Heart. Yeah. He doesn't need a cold heart. He's probably ate 20 of them. Hey, Miser. Okay, hydration done. Let's go. Oh, I just started pulling singles. This is what happens when I'm drinking beer. Start pulling singles. I guess we're pulling singles. Let's make it more exciting. Remember how Void used to be, guys? We're just being... Cold Heart and Renegade, hey. We're just being nostalgic. Just being nostalgic. We're throwing it back to before this was a thing. 3 years and no Cold Heart? What, Wolfman Jack? You should have had me pull your shards last week. I pulled every single person I pulled shards for a Cold Heart. Or 2. Or 3. Alright, come on. Alright, now we got a 10 pull. Let's use this shiny new button. I am in Romania's Sly. Yes, I am. Come on, come on. Faceless, super helpful at beating Night Rev Faction Wars if you need a damage dealer for the boss. Dagger, another Cold Heart, see? See? 2 Cold Hearts. What's going on lately? Daggers, I love Dagger. Paragon is great for Paragon Cheese. We have Bellower who's great for everything. Nice set of pulls, but not what we want. Alright, Sacreds, let's go. Let's friggin' go. We don't want a Ripper. Ripper. I just think of Klaus Michelson on Vampire Diaries / Originals saying Ripper. The Romanian lessons. It's true. Urson Ironhide. Have we not pulled the bear for like everybody? 10 times Ursine. Is it? Is he part of the thing? Flesh Terror can be helpful for the faction, but probably not going to use him otherwise. Oko Brawler, guys. I actually use him as part of my main Dragon 25 team for my speed farming. He is the poisoner instead of Tomb Lord. I use Tomb Lord for when I want to solo and put champs with him for food, but Occult Brawler's animations are faster, and he is part of the team. And it's a very specific comp. We actually have, on Odd One Gaming's channel, there's the video where he coaches me for rebuilding my Dragon 25 team to go through and beat it much faster than I was doing it before with Occult Brawler. And yeah, definitely underrated. People probably forget about him these days, but solid use in endgame content. And there's Fat Man, as everyone calls him. I mean, his name is The Fat. Why did they do that? I think that's so stupid. Still funny, but not really. Not really, right? I mean, come on. Anyway, let's go. But Frank, you can't call him Frank. Frank is miscreated monster because he's Frankenstein. There are, yeah. So many Legos. Hey, I got a Lego. Grimskin is terrible. Move on. Shadowbones is not Maneater. But actually, he's not too bad. He's got AoE 3 times here. And decreasing turn meter. He's actually pretty decent. If you're struggling with that Faction Wars. What the hell? I know Frankenstein was the doctor and not the monster, but everyone calls miscreated monster Frank anyway. That's just what raid people call him. I do know that though. You're not wrong. Allure's amazing. To be fair, you could use 2 allures. Possibly 3, depending on how you build them. 2 allures are great for Dark Fae. I've seen a lot of people with that comp. I would like to put an allure in Affinity Breaker. And then 1 in just a standard build, just because. I think she's a good use for Affinity Breaker with that A1. Especially going against the other Scarab King if people use her there, the OG Scarab King. Or if you're going in Fire Knight, not too bad. But she's a great champion, but not what we wanted, not for his account. Obviously, there are no red dots here. This is a level 100 super endgame account. Shiny Great Hall. So he's gonna be bummed. But those are great epics for other people, just unfortunately not this account. Wah wah wah. Oh. Alrighty, we have an extra pull to do here. We have Blitz. This is after Twitch, so we're gonna do a little extra bonus shard pull with 15 Sacreds. We're pulling all of them, so he's excited. He's really hoping for a Duchess or a Mordecai or anyone AoE HP burn. Honestly, I'm not quite sure. I would say I'm not quite sure why he's pulling during this 10 times event. But to be fair, he probably wants to max out the event to get all those lovely legendary books and chickens as well, so we're just doing what we're told. We're gonna pull some we're gonna pull some sacred shards. Hold on, let's see if we can get pause. Let's see. He's actually looking for his third Duchess, is what he said. I think that's what he meant. Oh boy, alright. So the best time to pull if you're in general is probably a 2 times, but it is a fusion right now. The fusion's really good, so let's max out this for him. Let's make sure he gets his fusion and hopefully get something fun along the way. Let's go Lego. No. No. Here we go. That is not a third Duchess. Or it is not an AoE HP burn champion, no. That's what he was hoping for. That is not what this is. Oof. Oof. I mean, he's really good. Not gonna lie, I've seen people beat Lizardman with 2 Vergumkar, so if you're stuck on Lizardman, he's actually pretty good. He's got Provoke, increased defense, shield, hit reduction debuffs, and decreased defense debuff on enemies who have 2 debuffs. Like, this is kind of a weird conditional decreased defense. He's immune to being provoked, that's nice, but he can be built really tanky. His chance of stunning on his A1. He's alright, like, he's pretty good for the faction wars, but again, he's one of those only good for faction wars, so if you have Lydia, you probably don't care about this guy. Hopefully it's at least a dupe he could use. Alright. He wanted some help with HP burn. I'm not quite sure this is his answer, but maybe he doesn't have an HOC and that's new? That is definitely not an HP burn person. Alright, let's go. No. That is not what we want. More legendaries, please. Defiled Sinner and Karam. They're fucking brothers, man. No. I mean, okay, Steel Skull's amazing for Faction Wars. If he hasn't completed it yet, great. If he has... not what he needs. Yeah, Vogoth is awesome. He's super fun. His heals are amazing. Build him super high HP with no... wait, it's high... yeah, high HP, no defense at all. As low as defense as possible. He's a really cool build. I really like working with him in 3v3 arena. Although, to be fair, I don't mind going against him. Like, people are like, oh, don't take your, like, speed nuke team against a Vogoth, but I usually can still beat him. I don't know. I know they did nerf him a little bit, but he's still fun. Not the top tier, though. Alright, Seachal can smack. He's interesting. He's got AoE decreased defense and increased attack buffs on him. I've heard good about him, but I think it's just involving his damage. But again, not who we want. Double Vogoth. Alright, is he a part of the 10 times? I don't even know. I forgot who the epics are. Books for CBC? Oh hey, Thylesia. Now she seems really good. I didn't start working on mine yet. She seems really awesome though. She's got the debuff spread. AoE, increased duration of all debuffs and all. So she's got the AoE debuff extender And increase or decreased defense as well. She's solid champion, absolutely solid, especially in Night Rev. If you don't have a Tomb Lord for that decreased defense to help beat Faction Wars, she's amazing. But either way, I feel like she could be used in other areas of the game besides Faction Wars, so she's a solid pull. Come on. Geomancer, another amazing epic. Now, I'm not sure where he lies with epics. We're gonna have to take a look afterward. Don't let Vergumkar be our only Lego. Come on. Don't let it. Or give us a Mordecai at least. He wants a Mordecai. Sanguina's cool. Again, only for Faction Wars, I feel like, but who knows. Catacomb Counselor, ally attack champion. Pretty mediocre, very squishy, not the best ally attack. Probably the worst out of all of them besides the rare. Come on. Ugh. Vergumkar's the only one. Now, Urticata, she's got the poison sensitivity, and hex. So having more hex champions is great. Not a bad champion to pull, but it's not what he was looking for. But it looks like we have some non-dupes. He didn't have a Vergumkar. Okay. So he's newer. He hasn't... To be fair, he's only level 69, so he's not been that long. Urticata is new. Okay. And Defiled Sinner and Karam are actually new. The twin brothers there are new. Alright, well I'm surprised at the new champions. That's really good actually. Vergumkar will absolutely help him in Faction Wars. He hasn't completed it yet, so actually, for all those things only good in Faction Wars, he might have some solid value out of the polls, so can't complain too much. Actually, I know it wasn't what he wanted. Did he say he wants a third Duchess, or is he... Oh, no. He mentioned a few things he wanted. I thought he wanted a third Duchess. The third thing he wants most is a Duchess, I think is what he meant. He doesn't... When he said he wants a third Duchess, I thought he had a WoW account. I forgot. I should know. I've pulled her in before. But... yeah, that's not so bad. That's a really good group of pulls for someone who hasn't completed Faction Wars yet. So hopefully he's happy with these.